Anyone can make a good sample, but you're looking to make great ones. The ones that don't just get used, but get remembered. The ones that sound like this. Now the first thing for this sample, I grabbed my Rev 2, starting with a simple pad to provide support for the bass. Then enhancing the melody by adding an arpeggiated lead on top, just to give the sample a more unique feeling.
Once I got the synths from XY, I chose to use the Electra 88 keys from UAD. I chose the Dark Butterfly preset and used this ascending lush pattern to give a nice accent to the keys. Next, I went with this guitar part and this ARP effects from the guitar. I chopped up the guitar parts and then added the ARP effects at the end of it to add some variation. Next, I did this synth texture and this lead. The best textures are the ones that are felt, that don't take away from the harmony or add too much. I wanted to add an intense moment at the end of the phrase, so I chose this string swell that makes the listener feel like something is coming. Then I went ahead and moved into a B section to add some variation to the sample and create a new arrangement. I chose to use the Shearwater piano to start some chords off. When thinking of B sections, you want to think of something that can be convenient to the A section, but not take away from it or deviate too far from it. And I added some guitars, and the guitars follow a simple piano melody with some added arpeggiations. I recorded 3 layers to the guitars, panning one to the left, one to the right, and then keeping one down the middle.
And finally for the sample, I added these vocals. And I made them sound very sparse, but interesting at the same time. I utilized an interesting melody to accompany the guitar and the piano, making the sample sound more dynamically interesting.
So for the next sample, I wanted to start off with some ambience, so I used this pad from UAD's Polymax synth. Layering subtle textures like this and subtle notes and harmonies can create a solid foundation to build off of. Next, with this solid foundation, I wanted to add some rhythm, so I went ahead and dragged in this percussion loop from Critic and I added a bass drum and a couple of the tom sounds. Setting a solid rhythm and ambience foundation is great to build off of for these type of samples.
Next, I sung these vocals, utilizing very speed to give it that unique feeling and helping it to fit in the mix by adding some more reverb and taking out the lows as well. And finally, to solidify the sample, I added a very simple bass pattern, adding to the low end of the sample, but also giving room for the other elements to shine.
A great sample doesn't just get used, it gets remembered. Here's the 3 main ways we showed you. First, develop your sample over time so it doesn't stagnate. Create A sections, B sections, even C sections to your samples, and add intricate ways to keep the listener engaged. 2. Each instrument has a role. Remember that if you're making an acoustic sounding sample, you might want to lean towards more acoustic instruments. If you're leaning towards an ambient sample, you might want to lean towards more softer sounds. Playing towards your strengths with each sound can be really helpful and beneficial to your samples. Each instrument should serve a role in helping make the sample and tell the story. Lastly, choosing sounds that catch the listener's ear. Sometimes these sounds can even leave the listener questioning what they're hearing. This can be textures and unique ways of just grabbing the listener's ears through ambiances and tones. By incorporating these, you'll have some masterful samples. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to grab your copy of Synth Mania. The link will be down below, and it has plenty of the stuff that you heard in this video.